Hi Wonder Class and welcome back to our next English video. So in today's lesson we are going to be looking at how to write out parts of the text map and highlight some of the features that we looked at in the previous lesson. So what you should have done in yesterday's lesson was made your own toolkit for instructional writing. You are also meant to be able to find examples in our new text map of examples of the key features as well, and complete your symbols if that helps you to remember each of the things that you will need. So what we're going to start off by doing today is, can you go and get your toolkits, or if you have them already ready for the lesson? And you're also going to need to have a pencil and maybe a different coloured pen or pencil as well, just to help you whilst we're doing our model writing. I'll give you a minute to go and get those. Remember, you can pause the video, press play when you're ready to begin. Okay, so now you might have gone and got all the things that you need and you're ready to start our learning. So I'm going to go through the things that are needed in your toolkit just one more time. I know I did that yesterday, but I just want to highlight how important all of these things are. So when you first look at the text map of instructional writing on how to build an empire, you can see that there is a title. So it's obviously really important that we always have a title when we're making instructions. Each of the sections now has paragraphs, so this just splits the text up to help you make more sense of what you're writing about. Under each paragraph, above each paragraph, there is a subheading, and there is also a list in what you will need. So as you can see over here, you can see there's a list of things. So these are the equipments that you're going to need. Diagrams around just help to make it more interesting, make it look more visual, make you want to look at it a bit more. There's a second person point of view in there. Imperative verbs are also being used, adverbs of time. All of the writing is in chronological order, of course, because if you had to follow a set of instructions, they would definitely have to be in chronological order, so in steps from 1 to however many you needed to get to the end result. This is also really important. There is technical vocabulary in there. There's the use of bullet points and rhetorical questions. So let's just have a read of some of the things and I'll just pick them out as we go along. So how to build an empire is your title. Are you interested in building your own empire? And next to that has a question mark. That is a rhetorical question. Do you lie in your bed dreaming of ruling over a kingdom? And another rhetorical question. Do you see yourself conquering tribes and building a colosseum? So these are two words that have also been used in our keywords, conquering and colosseum. If so, the likelihood is that you are destined to be a powerful ruler. Do not despair, help is at hand. Building an empire is not as hard as you think. Read these step-by-step instructions and soon you too could be the ruler of a powerful empire. So that is, not only does that have information, that's an introductory paragraph, which usually introduces us to what exactly we're reading about. What you will need. So here you have your bullet points of the things you're going to need to carry out the task. So a bit like at the beginning of this lesson, I said to you guys, make sure you have your toolkit, make sure you have your pen or colored pencil and a pencil to write with as well. So there are your bullet points. You will need an army, land, weapons, shields, and good walking shoes in order to build an empire. In the next subheading, what you have to do. So here are where the steps come in. So you can see first, and there's a comma next to first, you should carefully train your army in the art of warfare. Secondly, you must bravely lead an army across the sea to a new land. These are here you can see the use of adverbs of time and imperative verbs such as you should. These are telling you what you need to do and how you need to do it. After that, fiercely invade the lands, plundering, which is a technical use of vocabulary, and murdering those in your way. Now you must make sure that you defeat anyone that tries to stand in your way. And finally, which is the last thing you need to do in the steps to complete this, is rule over your kingdom proudly. And at the end of that, there's an important note, which is also known as a closing paragraph. Please remember, in order for your empire to run smoothly, it needs a strong leader. A common issue is that these leaders face is the threat of unexpected death. Try your best to avoid this and rule fairly over your people, otherwise you may be assassinated. So what we're going to do now is Your activity today is to be able to write out the text map yourselves. And there's 4 things in particular that you need to remember. You need to remember to use your capital letters, join handwriting, punctuation, and neat presentation. So those are the 4 things that you need to remember. So before I get you to stop the video and start your activities, I'm just going to model it with you as a class, because that's what we usually do in school. So I have my 2 pens. Unfortunately, I don't have a purple pen. The purple pen is key to using when we are making sure that we're writing with our punctuation included. We usually use a purple pen, so I'm going to use my blue pen today. So the first thing I would write on my board, hopefully everybody can now see that, is I would write how to build an empire, but I'm going to use my blue pen to do the capital letter. So how, and these things just help me to remember where I need to make sure my writing is really good. So how to build and remember how we're spelling empire, E-M-P-I-R-E. And then at the end, I will have a question mark. Okay, you need to make sure when you're underlining, you use a ruler. I'm sorry, I don't have a ruler on me today, but that is what you need to do. So how to build an empire. I'm just going to write out the first 2 lines of the first subheading. So this is our introduction. So are you interested in building your own empire? So are you interested, as you can see, I'm still using cursive handwriting, in building your own. Now it does take longer if you're going to be using your colourful pen or pencil every time you have to start using punctuation. So what you could do is when you're finished, you can go back with your different coloured pen or pencil to proofread your work and check that you've also included your capital letters, the correct punctuation. And here, I'm going to make sure I've got a question mark, a rhetorical question. So I put my question mark here. So the next line is, do you lie in your bed dreaming of ruling over a kingdom? So capital D, do you lie in your bed dreaming of ruling over a kingdom? Okay, one thing to remember is when you're writing out the text map, to really make sure that you are following it carefully and you're really trying hard with your spelling. So make sure that you're doing those 2 things as well. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. So that is my model version for you guys. So these are your 3 tasks for today. So the first thing I want you to do is write out the text map neatly, not only neatly using your punctuation, making sure that you're including all of the things that are included in the text map itself. The second activity that I want you to carry out is to underline a rhetorical question in your writing. So when you finish your writing, you might like to take a different colour pen. So I have a red pen over here. I'm just going to underline where I use the rhetorical question. And finally, create your own introductory paragraph for this text map. So instead of having this introductory paragraph where are you interested in building your own empire, you might like to change that into something else. Before you create your own, you might want to plan it. I think the best thing to do for the third activity in today's lesson is to plan your introductory paragraph. So have a read of what we already have, as you can see on your screen at the moment. Have a read of the introductory paragraph first and see the things that you might like to change. I often find it much easier to plan my writing when I'm writing something new before I start my writing. So just make sure you bear that in mind. Okay, that is all from me today in our lesson. Just remember the 4 things: capital letters, join handwriting, punctuation, and neat presentation. When you finish your work, remember to proofread all of your work. I know you're not in school, so it's a little bit different, but the same expectations apply here. Make sure you're really trying your best. When you finish doing your work and you've got the time, make sure you upload it onto Tapestry and I will be sure to have a look at and make a comment. See you later, everybody. Take care and see you in the next video.